Let's talk about one of the most important, if not the most important question for oil prices and gasoline prices in the United States of America, and that is what happens here in Saudi Arabia. As we said, that Hayes advisory report really hit home when it said, King Abdullah, tear down that wall, talking about Saudi, but really about what's going on around this entire region. John Kilduff joins us now from Capital and Isobel Coleman of the Council of Foreign Relations. There are a few really key questions here that anybody watching, whether they're an investor or just someone who happened to catch this channel, have about Saudi Arabia and oil. And John Kilduff, let me start with this. If there were to be small-scale protests here, and by the way, there was a rare call for protests last week in the flooded coastal city of Jeddah here, what would happen to oil prices in that scenario?
You'd certainly see them tick up, Erin. I think as word got out that several cities were involved in small, even medium-scale size protests, it would add quickly $10 a barrel to the price of oil. No question about it, because it would be a replay, obviously, of what we've gone through now in Tunisia and Egypt, and it would be great fears in the market about what this would turn into.
And it looks like we have lost my eye. Okay, so John, let me just follow up with you on that, and I'm going to get cued by my producer to ask these questions because I know the answers that you're going to give on this. What happens if the monarchy in this country were to fall, were to be seriously threatened by social unrest? As we said, not happening now, not something that people are seeing now at all, but something that every oil investor and every American would be watching very closely. What would happen to prices then?
Yeah, I think if you're looking at this, it's important to view it as what we've seen. It's going to happen in stages. As we just speculated, there'd be small-scale riots or protests in various cities. Then, as it grew, as it took hold, if as your previous guest from Saudi Arabia said, the Twitter account started to get lit up, if some of the other social media started to really take off and this thing got legs, and work stoppages ensued, and there was a call for the monarchy to step down, we'd get another $10 to $15 on top of the original 10. So now we're at $30 to $50 a barrel more. And then if work stoppages affected production in any way, I don't care if it's 1 barrel or several 100,000 or a million, then we're on the cusp of coming up to $200 a barrel, and it's all bets off if the monarchy falls and we see work disruptions, social unrest causing the Saudi production to be brought offline because it's irreplaceable. They're the only ones with spare capacity right now really in the market that could do anything to stem the tide. So their oil is irreplaceable.
Right. They are, as you said, irreplaceable and the supplier of last resort for the world. $200 a barrel is a stunning number. Now, Isobel Coleman, let me ask you this. Obviously, we're not seeing it now, but since the world is curious, how would you answer this question? If there were to be a threat to the government in this country, and there were to be massive social unrest, it were to go away, what would replace it? Would it be something that would allow oil prices to be stable or not? Tell us what would replace it.
Well, the reality is that whatever government replaced the monarchy, it would need to pump the oil. I mean, it's got a lot of oil and it needs to sell it on world markets to support the people and the state there. It's a very much of a welfare state, so they would be inclined, no doubt, to pump oil. Would they be as amenable to U.S. foreign policy and to being this provider of last resort? Perhaps not. They could be much more difficult than certainly King Abdullah and the Saudi monarchy has been in that respect.
And so, Isobel, would it be so in your view, would it be a democracy that would come or something else?
I would be highly unlikely to see democracy erupt in Saudi Arabia. I mean, it just is. It doesn't really have a culture of that. It does not have even much of a semblance of civil society. It's got almost no rights for women, and it makes it very hard for its people to organize, mobilize. Public demonstrations are put down, and are meetings of people in large numbers are illegal. Human rights are not on the agenda at all. So you really don't have the makings of democracy in that country right now.